Hey guys, Aubrey here. Today I'm doing Eureka Math Squared, Grade 5, Module 1, Topic B. So let's get started. And today I have a special guest with me today, and she's gonna help us and do the problems with us too.
Yeah.
Okay, so each lesson will have two parts, the explanation part and the actual lesson part. So the explanation part will go through and walk through problems. And then the actual lesson part will do similar problems like those in the explanation part. Okay, so first multiply, show, or explain your strategy. Okay, so number 1, 2 times as much as 741. So what they did here, they broke apart the number into hundreds, tens, and ones. So 2 times 741. And they broke apart. It's kind of like you're finding the area basically. 2 times 700 is 1400. 2 times 40 is 80, and 2 times 1 is 2. So you add this whole thing together to find 2 times 741 is 1400 plus 80 plus 2, which is 1482. So that's your answer to the problem. And number 2, 6 times as long as 3,058 kilometers. So 6 times 3,058, 6 times 3,000 plus 500 plus 8. So what you're basically doing is you're breaking apart the number into its place values. So you have 6 times 3,000 plus 6 times 50 plus 6 times 8. So you have 18,000 plus 300 plus 48, which is 18,348. Okay, and now number 3. Okay, number 3. 9 times 54,967. Okay, so 54,967 times 9. 7 times 9 is 63. 6 times 9 is 50. 6 times 9 is 54. Plus that 6 is 70. 54. Oh wait, hold on. No, 63, and then 6 and 9 is 54. Plus the 6 is 60. And then 9 times 9 is 81. Plus 6 it's 81 plus the 6 is 87. And then 4 times 9 is 36. Plus, was that 8? 4 times 9 is 36. And then plus that 8 is 44. 5 times 9 is 45. Plus the 4 is 49. Okay. Alright, and now number 4. Angle LNQ is a straight angle. Write and solve an equation and find the unknown angle measure. So straight angle is 180 degrees. So, and all of these should add up to get to the 180 degrees because all of these angles are part of angle L and Q. So we have 82 plus x plus 23. So x plus 105 is 180. So x is equal to 75. So the measure of M and P, so the mystery angle, the measure is 75 degrees. Alright, and number 5, use greater than, equal to, or less than to complete the decimal numbers. Plot the location of each decimal number on the number line and justify your answer. Okay, so you have 19.67. That would be, because 19.6, so 19.61, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that would be right here. And 19.47, you just count 0.4, so 0.41, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And 19.47 is more further to the left of the number line, 19.67. So that means 19.67 is greater. Alright, lesson 7. Okay, this is the actual lesson 7, so I'm gonna have our friend here give it a try. Okay, so multiply or show your strategy. Actually, so number 1, 3 times as much as 536. So we can do, and we can just break it apart. So we have 500. Split that more evenly. We have 500. 530 and 6. Alright, so it's 3 times 500.
3 times 500 is 1,500 or 1,500.
Yes. Alright, and then 3 times 30
is 90.
And 3 times 6.
36. Wait, no.
No,
18,
oh my god, 18.
18.
Gotta work on multiplication facts. Alright, so now we add this together. So 536 times 3 is equal to 1,500 plus 90 plus 18. So 536 times 3, add it all together, that's
598.
No, bro, it's
Right?
18.
Oh.
So 1,500 plus 90 is 1,590, and plus 18 is 1,608. Okay, so that 536 times 3 is equal to 1,608. Alright, and now 8 times as long as 2,403 meters. So 2,403 times 8. Do 8 times, you can break apart the numbers, so 2,000 plus 400 plus 3. So that's equal to 8 times 2,000 plus 8 times 400 plus 8 times 3. So 8 times 2,000, 8 times 2 is 16, and add the 3 zeros at the end. So that's 16,000 plus 3,200 plus 24. So we add that all up together. V1.
224.
Yes. Period. Okay. Number 3. 5 times 16,521. Alright, so let's see, which one should we do? Let's just do the vertical way.
We should do the last one.
Let's do the vertical way. Alright, 1 times 5 is 5. 2 times 5 is 10. 5 times 5 is 25, plus 1 is 26. 6 times 5 is 30, plus 2 is 32. 1 times 5 is 5, plus 3 is 8. Alright, so our answer would be 82,605. And then now, number 4, 7 times 28,953. So 953 times 7. Alright. So 3 times 7 is 21, 5 times 7 is 35, plus 2 is 37. 9 times 7 is 63, plus 3 is 66. 8 times 7 is 56, plus 6 is 62. And 2 times 7 is 14, plus 6 is 20. So our answer is 202,671. Okay. Next page. Alright, number 5. Angle ACE is a straight angle. So it's 180 degrees. Write and solve an equation to find the unknown angle measure. So 51 plus 43 plus x is equal to 180 degrees, because at the end it all needs to add up to 180. 51 plus 43 is 94. So 94 plus x is 180. So x, 180 minus 94 is 86. So that means the measure of BCD, the measure of x, is 86 degrees. Alright, and number 6, use greater than, equal to, or less than to compare the decimal numbers. Plot the location of each decimal number on the number line and justify your answer. Alright, 11.24. So this is 11.2. So this will be 11.21, 0.22, 0.23, 0.24. Label that 11.24. 11.04, this 11, 11.01, 02, 03, 04. So 11.04 is further to the left of the number line. That means 11.24 is greater. Okay, this is lesson 8, explanation part. Okay, this is lesson 8, explanation part. Complete the area model, then multiply by showing two partial products. Alright, so our area model, we have 12 times 24. 24 times 12. So they broke apart 24 into tens and ones and 12. So it's really important that you set it up this way. And now 12 times 24. So first 2 times 4 is 8 and 1 times 4 is 4. 48. And we just did 12 times the 4 and 24. So 12 times 4 is 48. So we can put that here in our area model. 12 times 4 is 48. And then now 12 times 20. So we add a 0 first because we're going to the tens place. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 2 is 4 is 1, and 1 times 2 is 2. So 240. We just did 12 times 20. 12 times 20 is 240. So we can put that down in our area model. And now what we do is add up the numbers. 8 plus 0 is 8. 4 plus 4 is 8. And 2 is just 2. So 288 would be our answer. All right, number 2. 43 times 212. 212 times 43. So 212, first times we're doing the ones place. 2 times 3 is 6, 1 times 3 is 3, and 2 times 3 is 6. So we just did 212 times 3, and that gave us 636. So we can go ahead and write that down in our area model. Now 212, then we're going to multiply it by the 4, add a 0 because we're switching place values. 2 times 4 is 8, 1 times 4 is 4, and 2 times 4 is 8. So 8,480, that's our answer to 212 times 40. So you can write that down. And now we just need to add that all up to get 9,116. Okay. And number 3, use the associative property to find factors. Okay, so 42 equals 7 times 6. So 7 times, so right here what they're doing is they're breaking apart 6 to 2 times 3. So 7 times 2 times 3. And if they broke up the parentheses, so they switched it to the 7 and the 2, and it's still going to be the same answer because we're still multiplying it all together. So now we have 7 times 2 times 3, and 7 times 2 is 14. So it's 14 times 3. So by doing this, we can find out that 14 times 3 is also equal to 42. So some factors of 42, 1 and 42, 2 and 14, 1 and 42, wait, why is there 2? Oh wait, no, 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 14, 42. So I think there's something I didn't put in that. Because there should be 21 and stuff. But yeah. Okay, this is lesson 8, the lesson part. Okay, and this part I'll be having our friend over here helping us do this problem.
Hi, I'm the special friend. So right here in this box is the area model. And so we did this last lesson, and right here it shows these two being multiplied together. So 8 times 20 is 160, and 50 times 20 is 1,000. Okay, so over here we have the actual multiplication. Right here we're gonna do this part first. So 8 times 0 is 0, and then 8 times 2 is 16. So we just did 8 times 20, which is what we did here, and we got the same product. So when we're doing the multiplication like this, when you get to this part, you have to add a 0 because it's going into the tens place value. And so 10 is basically just 1 with the 0, so you have to add the 0 to get the correct product. And so you add the 0, and then you just do exactly what you did up here. So you do 5 times 0, which is 0, and then 5 times 2, which is 10. And then you get 1,000, which is what we got right here, because we did 50 times 20. So one of the other reasons why we have to have the 0 there is because since it's 50 times 20, you need the 0, because then it'd just be 5 times 20 instead of 50 times 20. And so now, like we usually do with the area model, we're going to add them together, but we're going to do it right here. So 0 plus 0 is 0, 6 plus 0 is 6, 1 plus 0 is 1, and then this is just 1. So our answer is 1,160. Okay, so for the next one, we're just going to do the same exact thing. Right here we're just going to do 2 times 34, which is, so we can use what we used in the lesson before, which is just 34 times 2, or we could just do it right here because you're already going to just do it anyways. And so 2 times 4 is 8, and then 2 times 3 equals 6, so it's 68. And then since this is the same as 2 times 34, then you can just write it right here too, because it's the same thing. And then we have to do 20 times 34. So we're going to do it right here again. You have to, of course, add your 0 because the tens place, and then do 2 times 4, which is 8, and then 2 times 3, which is 6, which is our answer right here because this is the same as 20 times 34, so 680. And then we're going to add them together. So 8 plus 0 is 8. 6 plus 8 equals 14, and you have to add the 1 here because, yeah. And so 1 plus 6 equals 7, so our answer is 748. Okay, so the last one on this page is 32 times 133. So even though there is a 3-digit number here, it's still going to be the same thing. It's just going to have different digits, or more digits. But you're still doing the same thing because one of the numbers is 2 digits. So we're going to do the same thing as we did last time, where you separate the first number, so 2 and 30, and because it's the tens place and the ones place, so 30 plus 2 equals 32, and then you do then you put the second number on the top, 133. Okay, so now we're just gonna do it right here because it's the same thing. So 2 times 3 is 6, 2 times 3 is 6, and then 2 times 1 is 2. So the answer to this box is 266. Then you have to still add your 0 because it's still the tens place value, and then you're going to do 3 times 3, which is 9, 3 times 3 again, which is 9, and then 3 times 1, which is 3. So the answer to this box is 3,990. So now we're just going to add them together like we usually do. So you get 6 plus 0 equals 6, 6 plus 9 equals 15, and then since is, so 2 plus 9 equals 11, plus 1 equals 12, so we have another 1 there. And then 1 plus 3 equals 4, so our answer is 4,256.
What's going on
Oh my
here?
god.
Okay, now we're going to move on to the last page of the lesson. And it's just like another problem. So 60 equals 6 times what? So this is the same as this is, so 60 equals 6 times like blank is the same as 60 divided by 6, which if you know your if you have your factors memorized, then you know that 60 divided by 6 is 10. So the answer for right here is 10. And so we're just gonna do okay, so now we're gonna try to make these equal 60, because since it has the equals, it has to equal 6 times 10, which equals 60. So 3 times blank times 2 times blank is so if you're trying to make it equal 60, these two are both 3 is a factor of 6 and 2 is a factor of 10. So 6 divided by 3 equals 2. And then 10 divided by 2 equals 5. So 3 times 2 equals 6, and 2 times 5 equals 10, which equals 60. So there's 2 times 2 times 3 times blank. So we still have to make it equal 60. So right here, we know that 2 times 2 equals 4. So if this equals 4, then we just have to think what so if this equals 4, then this is the same as 60 equals 4 times 3 times blank. So we can do what we did before and do 60 divided by 4, which equals 15, and we know that 3 is a factor of 15. So 15 divided by 3 equals 5. So this becomes 4. So 4 is right here. So we know that since this equals 4, then this has to be 15, because 3 times 5 equals 15. And all of these, the one thing that they have in common is 60. Okay, so some factors of 60. So a factor is when a factor, you probably know what a factor is. So some factors of 60, all of these numbers, they all equal 60 in the end. So all of these are factors of 60. So some factors of 60 are so we can do 3, 2, and then 2 repeats a lot, so we can just write 2 once, and then 5, 4, and 15. There's probably much more, but these are the ones up here. It doesn't say that we have to list all of them, but it just says we have to list some of them. Next, we have lesson 9, and I'll pass it back to Aubrey.
Okay, hey guys. This is the explanation part. Okay, so complete the area model, then multiply by using the standard algorithm. Standard algorithm is just when you multiply vertically. So, number 1, 82 times 543. Alright, so it's our area model. So we split it 543 and 82. So this is how you have to arrange it, and it's really important that you arrange it like this, because so it aligns with the standard algorithm problem. So our standard algorithm is 543 times 82. So first we're going to multiply with 2. 3 times 2 is 6, 4 times 2 is 8, 5 times 2 is 10. So we have 1086 for 543 times 2. And we also have, so we had 3 times 2 is 6, 4 times 2, which is 40 times 2, is 80, and 500 times 2 is 1000. Okay, and next we add a 0 because we're going to the next place value. 3 times 8 is 24, 4 times 8 is 32, plus the 2 is 34, and 5 times 8 is 40, plus the 3 is 43. So if you add it all together, you get 44,526. So that is your answer to 82 times 543. Okay, and draw an area model to find the partial products, then multiply by using the standard algorithm. Okay, so we have 67 times 631. Alright, so standard algorithm, first we're going to multiply by 7. 1 times 7 is 7. 3 times 7 is 21. And 6 times 7 is 42. Plus 2 is 44. So, and we can make it so our area model aligns with the standard algorithm. So we have 1 times 7 is 7. 3 times 7, 30 times 7 is 210. And 600 times 7 is 4,200. Now move on, add a 0 because we're going to the next place value. 1 times 6 is 6, 3 times 6 is 18, 6 times 6 is 36, plus 1 is 37. So put all the numbers into the area model, and you add it all together to get our answer, which is 42,277. Alright, and now we have number 3. Think about the multiples of 3. Write the first 10 multiples of 3, start with 3. So multiple is a number, multiples of 3, so all these numbers have to be divisible by 3. Alright, so the first multiples, so we're just going to count up by 3. So start with 3, and then we have 6, 9. Alright, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30. So just get counting by 3 to find multiples of 3. So what's the 8th multiple of 3? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's 24. And notice 8th multiple, 8 times 3 is 24. And it's 28 a multiple of 3? No, because we see 27, but then it goes to 30, and there's no 28 in between. So 28 is not a multiple of 3. And now number 4, on Monday, Ray reads 4 pages of a book. Each day, he reads 4 more pages than the day before. So complete the table. Monday, 4 pages. Tuesday, it's 4 more pages than the day before. So 4 more pages than Monday, that's 8. And then Wednesday, plus 4 is 12, and then 16, 20. So the pattern, what pattern do you notice in the number of pages? The pattern is that each day that goes by, the number of pages increase by 4 each day. So every number in the pattern is a multiple of 8. Every other number is a multiple of 8. So yeah. Alright, and now this is lesson 9, the actual lesson 9 part. And this lesson will be done by our friend here. She's gonna explain the lesson and do it with you guys.
Okay, so I'm back. Hello. And so so it says complete the area model, then multiply it by using the standard algorithm. And so it's basically what we did last lesson, but like a little bit more distributed, I guess. And so yeah. So we're gonna do what we did before, where we multiply like the boxes and stuff. And so 8 times 30 equals 240, and then 8 times 6 equals 48. And so right here, we basically just did 8 times 36, which is the first part of the standard algorithm. And so instead of adding them together, we could do what we just did, but right here now. So we know that 8 times 6 is 48, and we put the 4 right there. And then 8 times 3 equals 24, and then 24 plus 8 equals 28. So 288, which is also the product, which is also the sum of 240 and 48. So then we're just gonna do we're gonna do 40 times 30, which is 1,200, I think. Wait. Okay, so then we do 40 times 6, which is 240. So we're not gonna add them together right now. We're just gonna do what we did for the last one. So even though it's more distributed, the rule does not change. We still have to add the 0 at the end because it's the tens place, and if we did not, then it would just be 4 times 36, not 40 times 36. And so we know that 4 times 6 equals 24. So, and then we do 4 times 3, which is 12, plus 4 plus 2 equals 14. And then we get 1,440, which is the same as 1,200 plus 240. So now we're just gonna add them together like usual. So 8 plus 0 equals 8. 8 plus 4 equals 12. And then you put the 1 there. 1 plus 4, so 4 plus 2 equals 6, plus 1 equals 7. And then we have 1, just 1. So the answer is 1,728. Now we're gonna move on to the next one. So it's 34 times 461. So this is the same one as last lesson where it's not exactly the same one, but it's the same where you're doing a 2-digit one times a 3-digit number. So the rules does not change. So you still have to like add the 0 and stuff, but it's just more digits. So the area model is it's just the box thing that we've been doing the whole time. So 4 times 400 equals 1,600 or 1,600, and then 4 times 60 equals 240. 4 times 1 equals 4. So instead of adding them all together, we're just gonna do this thing. And so 4 times 1 equals 4. 4 times 6 equals 24. 4 times 4 equals 16 plus 2 equals 18. Then we have to add the 0, like always. And then we'll do 3 times 1 equals 3. Oh, this is the same as if you added together all of this because we're just doing the same thing. So yeah. 3 times 1 equals 3. 3 times 6 equals 18. So we put the 1 there. 18. And then 4 times 3 equals 12. And then plus 1 equals 13. So then we get 13,830. And this is like, so for this one, it's 12,000, and then it's 30 times 60 equals 1,800, and then 30 times 1 equals 30. Okay, so now we're just gonna add together like we always do. So 4 plus 0 equals 4. 4 plus 3 equals 7. 8 plus 8 equals 16. Wait. 3 plus 1 equals 4, and then plus 1 equals 5. And then it's just 1. So our answer is 15,674. So now we're just gonna do the last problem on the page, which is 71 times 342. So now we have to draw the area model. And so when we draw it, it's the same way they did it. So we're gonna just draw a big box. And then gonna cut it in half and add the tens and the unit digits. And then we have to separate this into 3 because this is a 3-digit number. So then we separate it into hundreds, tens, and units, which is 340 in 2. So it's like the same exact thing, we just had to draw the area model. And so 300 times 1 equals 300. 1 times 40 equals 40, and then 1 times 2 equals 2. And so now instead of adding it together, we're just going to do what we did before, where we do the multiplication here. Okay, so 1 times 2 equals 2. So since it's all times 1, since there's a 1 here, we can just do all of them we can just write down the same number, because any number times 1 equals itself. And it's 342 times 1, so it'll equal itself. Now we still have to add that 0 because in the tens place. And yeah, and so for the 70 and the 300, 70 times 300 equals equals 21,000, and then 70 times 40 equals 2800, and then 70 times 2 equals 140. So yeah, we're just gonna do it here. And so 7 times 2 equals 14. Yeah, then 7 times 4 equals 28, and then plus 1 equals 29. And then 7 times 3 equals 21, and then 21 plus 2 equals 23. And we just add that all together. 2 plus 0 equals 2, 4 plus 4 equals 8, 3 plus 9 equals 12, and you carry the 1. And then 3 plus 1 equals 4, and then it's just 2. So our answer is 24,282. Now we have this part. It's the remember thing. Okay, so think about the multiples of 4. Write the first 10 multiples of 4 starting with 4. Okay, so the first 10 multiples of 4. So we just do 4, and then 4 plus 4 equals 8. So we do this because multiples are just repeats of the number. So it's just any number that could be 4 plus 4 plus 4 and so on. So 4 plus 4 equals 8, and then 8 plus 4 equals 12. 12 plus 4 equals 16. 16 plus 4 equals 20. 20 plus 4 equals 24. 24 plus 4 equals 28. And then just like so on. So you get the next numbers are 32, 36, and 40. And those are the first 10 multiples of 4. And then this is B. What is the 7th multiple of 4? So the 7th multiple of 4, you can either count it like this, like 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. Or you can just do 7 times 4. So since it's the 7th multiple, it's the same exact thing as doing 7 times 4 because it's 7 copies of 4. So 7 times 4 equals 28, so our answer is 28. Is 32 a multiple of 4? So 32 is a multiple of 4 because it's on our list. Also because if you divided 32 by 4, or 4 by 32, or whatever, so 32 divided by 4 equals 8. So we know, since this is a whole number, we know that 32 is a multiple of 4. So the answer is yes. 32 is a multiple of 4. Okay, so the last question is number 5, which says, on Monday, Jayla jumps rope for 3 minutes. Each day she jumps rope for 2 more minutes than the day before. Complete the table. So each day she jump ropes for 2 more minutes than the day before. So it's the days and the number of minutes. So since 3 is not a multiple of 2, we cannot use multiplication for this. We actually could use multiplication for it, but it get more complicated. So we could just do 3 plus 2, which equals 5, and then 5 plus 2 equals 7, 7 plus 2 equals 9, and then 9 plus 2 equals 11. We could also do, since it goes up by 2 each day, you could also do 3 plus 2, and then 2 times 2 equals 4, so you could do 3 plus 4, then 2 times 3 equals 6, 3 plus 6 equals 9, or like so on. What patterns do you notice about the number of minutes? A pattern that I noticed, you don't have to, this is probably not the only pattern, but it's the pattern that I noticed. A pattern that I noticed was they were all odd numbers. And it increases by 2 each day. Okay, that's the end of lesson 9.
Alright, hey guys, I'm back. This is lesson 10, explanation part. Draw an area model to find the partial products and find their sum. Then multiply by using the standard algorithm. Complete your answers in each part to check that the product is correct. Compare your answers. Okay, so number 1, we have 412 times 361. 361 and 400, we have 412, which is 410 too. So 361 times 412. First we have 361 times the 2 and 412. 1 times 2 is 2. 6 times 2 is 12, which is 120 here because it's 60 times 2. And then 3 times 2 is 6 plus 1. 3 times 2 is 6 plus 1 is 7. So, yeah, this would be 600. And now add a 0 because we got a next place value. Now we're doing 361 times the 1 and 400 times the 10. So 1 times 1 is 1. 6 times 1 is 6. And 3 times 1 is 3. So 3,610. And now we're going to the next place value. Add 2 zeros because we're going to the hundreds. 1 times 4 is 4. 6 times 4 is 24. And 3 times 4 is 12. Plus 2 is 14. So if you add this all up together, you could do it, they did it here too, but then you get 148,732. So that's our answer for 412 times 361. Okay, and then now estimate the product, then multiply. Alright, so 272 times 1,205. What they did, they rounded each number, 272 to 300 and 1,205 to 1,000. If you multiply the estimates, you'd get 300,000. So now they actually did it the standard algorithm way. 5 times 2 is 10. 0 plus 1 is 1. 4, 2, add a 0. 35, and this would be 3, 4, 8, 0, 0. 5 times 2 is 10. 1, 4, 2, add all together. 327,760. So that's pretty close to our estimation. So that's how we know our answer is correct. Alright, and now number 3. Record the factor pairs for the given number as the multiplication expressions. List the factors in order from least to greatest. Alright, so we have 13. The multiplication expressions is only 1 and 13. So the factors is only 1 and 13. So 1 and itself. That's because this number is a prime number. Prime number is a number which only has factors that are 1 and itself. So it doesn't have any other factors that can make up that number. So that's the case for 13. So therefore 13 is a prime number. Alright, and this is the actual lesson part. I'm going to pass it down to Alex. She's gonna, our little assistant helper, and she's going to explain the lesson and do it with us.
Alright, I'm back. Okay, so draw a model to find the partial products and find their sum. Then multiply using the standard algorithm. Compare your answers in each part to check that the product is correct. Okay, so yeah, so now Okay, so first let's do the area model. So you have to draw the area model first. And then separate it into 3 parts like we usually do. So up here we have 416. So we separate it into 400, 10, and 6. Now we have to separate 523, and we're going to separate it into 520 and 3. So we're just going to do the same exact thing that we've been doing this whole time. So 500 times 400 equals 200,000. 500 times 10 equals 5,000. And then 500 times 6 is 3,000. And then now we're gonna move on to the next one. So 20 times 400 is 8,000. And then 20 times 10 equals 200. Then 20 times 6 equals 120. Then we're gonna do 3 times 400, which is 1,200. Then 3 times 10, which is 30, and 3 times 6, which is 18. So now we're gonna add them all together. So we're gonna add them all together. So we're gonna do 2,000 plus 5,000 plus 3,000. So we can separate this into 2,000. Why did I say times? I meant plus. So we can do 5,000 plus. This should be 300 actually. Wait, no, never mind. Okay, so we can do 5,000 plus 3,000 plus 200,000. So 5,000 plus 3,000 equals 8,000. So 8,000 plus 200,000 is 208,000. So we have 208,000 plus, and then we have 8,200 and 120. So we can do the same thing that we did before, which is we can separate. So 200 plus 120 equals 320. So 320 plus 8,000 equals 8,320. So we have 8,320. And then our last one is 1,200 plus 30 plus 18. So we can do the same exact thing we did before. So 30 plus 18 equals 48. And then 48 plus 1,200 equals 1,248. So our last number is 1,248. Now we have to all add them all together. 0 plus 0 plus 8 equals 8. 0 plus 2 plus 4 equals 6. 0 plus 3 plus 2 equals 5. 8 plus 8 plus 1 equals 17. So we carry the 1. And then 0 plus 1 equals 1, and then there's just 2. So our answer is 217,568. Now let's check it with the standard algorithm. So 3 times 6 equals 18. 3 times 1 equals 3, plus 1 equals 4. And then 3 times 4 equals 12. So this one is 1,248. Then we have 2 times 6. We have to add the 0 because it's the tens value. So then we have 2 times 6, which is 12. 2 times 1 equals 2, plus 1 equals 3. And then 2 times 4, which equals 8. So this one is 8,320. Now our last one, we have to add 2 zeros because this isn't the units value and it isn't the tens value. It's the hundreds value, which has 2 zeros. Because hundreds have 2 zeros if it's like 100, 200, yeah. So 5 times 6 equals 30. So we have the 3 here. Another 0. And then 5 times 1 equals 5, plus 3 equals 8. And then 5 times 4 equals 20. So this one is 208,000. Now we just add it all together. So if you notice, these numbers are the same numbers that are being added together. So we know that this one's correct and we know that this one's correct. So 8 plus 0 plus 0, so is 8. 4 plus 2 plus 0 equals 6. 2 plus 4 plus 0 equals 5. 1 plus 8 plus 8 equals 17. 0 plus 1 equals 1. And then this is just 2. So we get the same exact answer. So we know that both of these are both correct. So estimate the product, then multiply. So okay, so when estimating two numbers, you estimate it by the biggest number. So we estimate this by the hundreds digits. So if you round this to the nearest 100, you get 200. And since the biggest place value here is the thousands, if you round this to the nearest 1,000, you get 2,000. So our estimate is 2,000 times 200, which equals, you don't need that actually, which equals 400,000. So that's our estimate. So now let's find the actual product. So 4 times 1 equals 4. 4 times 3 equals 12. 4 times 0 equals 0. Plus 1 equals 1. And then 4 times 2 equals 8. So this one's 8,124. Now, since we're going to the tens place, we have to add our 0. After we add our 0, let's start multiplying. So 4 times 1 equals 4. 4 times 3 equals 12. 4 times 0 equals 0. Wait, no. 4 times 0 equals 0, and then plus 1 equals 1. And then 4 times 8 equals, and then 4 times 2 equals 8. So this one will be 81,240. This one, since we're going to the hundreds value, we have to add our 2 zeros like we did before. So 2 times 1 equals 2. 2 times 3 equals 6. 2 times 0 equals 0, and then 2 times 2 equals 4. So this one is 406,200. So now we just add them all together. So we have 4 plus 0 plus 0 equals 4. 2 plus 4 plus 0 equals 6. 1 plus 2 plus 2 equals 5. And then 8 plus 1 plus 6 equals 15. We carry the 1. And then 8 plus 0 plus 1 equals 9. And then this one's just 4. So our answer is 495,564. Okay, now for the last page of lesson 10, it's the remember. So now it says, this is number 3, record the factor pairs for the given number as record the factor pairs for the given number as multiplication expressions. List the factors in order from least to greatest. Then circle the prime or composite. Then circle prime or composite for the number. So the multiplication expressions. So for 17, the only multiplication expressions we could do is 17 times 1 equals 17, which means the only factors are 17 and 1. So this means that it's prime. A prime number means that its only factors are 1 in itself. Composite numbers, like for example 4, have more than 2 factors. For example, 4 has 3 factors because its factors are 1, 4, and 2. So 17 is prime. Now moving on to lesson 11.
Okay, this is lesson 11 explanation part. So estimate the product, then multiply. 528 times 749. So we're gonna estimate first the numbers. Round 528. So we round this to 500, and then we round 749 to 700. Now we multiply this. 5 times 7 is 35, and add the 4 zeros at the end, we have 350,000. When we actually do the standard algorithm, we can do all the work and get 395,472. So that number is close to our estimation, so we know our answer is correct. Because if it was way off, like a different 100,000, possibly whole other number, then we know something is wrong. We might need to check our answer, or maybe we did something wrong with our estimation. So that is what we can use estimating for, so we can know if our answer is correct. Alright, and now multiply. Number 2, 6,556 times 762. Alright, so 6 times 2 is 12, 5 times 2 is 10, plus 1 is 11. 5 times 2 is 10, plus 1 is 11. 6 times 2 is 12, plus 1 is 13. Add a 0, because we're going in tens. 6 times 6 is 36. 5 times 6 is 30, plus 3 is 33. 5 times 6 again is 33, and 30 plus 3 is 33. And 6 times 6 is 36, plus 3 is 39. Alright, now add 2 zeros because we're going to the hundreds. 6 times 7 is 42. 5 times 7 is 35, plus 4 is 39. 5 times 7 again is 35. And then plus 3 is 39, and 6 times 7 is 42, plus 3 is 45. You add it all up together, you get 4,995,672. Pretty big number. Alright, and now number 3, show that the pair of fractions are equivalent by drawing an area model. Then express the equivalence by using multiplication. Alright, so 2/5 and 4/10. First, we can ignore the dotted line. We split this into 5 equal pieces and shade in 2/5. But we split it in half, this becomes 10 equal pieces, and it's also 4 out of 10 equal pieces, so it's also 4/10. So we can use this to show that 2/5 is equal to 4/10. And it's equal because if you multiply both sides of 2/5 by 2, what we did by splitting it in half, you get 4/10. And it's the same thing since we're multiplying both sides by the same number. If we only multiplied the top or the bottom by 2, or we multiplied with different numbers, then it would not be equal. But it's equal in this case since we multiplied with the same number with both sides. And now number 4, complete the equation to show an equivalent fraction, 3/4 to 6/8. So we don't know the top yet. We know 4 to 8. 4 times 2 is 8. So for it to be equivalent, we would need to do the same up there to 3. So 4 times 2 is 8, then 3 times 2 is 6. So 3/4 is equal to 6/8. Alright, this is lesson 11. Okay, this is lesson 11. Okay. And this part, our assistant teacher will help us walk through it again. Her excellent explaining skills. Okay. Okay, actually wait, I'll do the first page and she can do the next page. Okay. So estimate the product, then multiply. So we can round 828 down to 800 and 237 down to 200. We multiply our estimates together. Yeah, 8 times 2 is 16 and add the 4 zeros at the end, so our estimation would be 160,000. Now we do the actual multiplication. 8 times 7 is 56. 2 times 7 is 14, plus 5 is 19. 8 times 7 again, 56, plus 1 is 57. Add a 0, because we're going to tens. 8 times 3 is 24. 2 times 3 is 6, plus 2 is 8. And 8 times 3 is 24. Now add 2 zeros, we're going to the hundreds. 8 times 2 is 16. 2 times 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5. 8 times 2 again is 16. So now we add everything together. Here we have a 6, 13. 7 plus 8 is 15, plus 6 is 21, plus 1 is 22. 5 plus 4 is 9, plus 5 is 14, plus 2 is 16. 2 plus 7 is 9, and then 1. So our answer is 196,236, which is pretty close to our estimate. So we know pretty close to our estimate, so we know that we're right. Alright, and number 2, 574 times 400 is 17. Can round 574 up to 600, and then 417 down to 400. 600 times 400, that's 240,000. Alright, so now let's do our standard algorithm. 4 times 7 is 28. 7 times 7 is 49, plus 2 is 51. 5 times 7 is 35, plus 5 is 40. Now add a 0. 1 times 4 is 4. 1 times 7 is 7. And 1 times 5 is 5. Alright, now add 2 zeros because we're going to the hundreds. 4 times 4, that's 16. 4 times 7 is 28, plus 1 is 29. And 4 times 5 is 20, plus 2 is 22. Add everything together. Get 8, 5, 13. 4 plus 5 is 9, plus 9 is 18, plus 1 is 19, 32. So 239,358. It's pretty close to our estimate, so we know we're right. Alright. Okay, multiply. Number 3, 6,281 times 286. Alright. 1 times 6 is 6. 8 times 6 is 48. 2 times 6 is 12, plus 4 is 16. 6 times 6 is 36, plus 1 is 37. Add a 0. 1 times 8 is 8. 8 times 8 is 64. 2 times 8 is 16, plus 6 is 22. And 6 times 8 is 48, plus 2 is 50. Alright, now add 2 zeros, because we're going to the hundreds. 1 times 2 is 2. 2 times 8 is 16. 2 2 times 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5, and 2 times 6 is 12. Alright, add everything together. 6, 16. 6 plus 4 is 10, plus 2 is 12, plus 1 is 13. 7 plus 2 is 9, plus 6 is 15, plus 1 is 16. 3 plus 5 is 8, plus 1 is 9, 7, 1. So our answer is 1,796,366. Oh, that's a big number. Alright, now number 4, 4,898 times 913. Alright, 8 times 3, 24. 9 times 3, 27, plus 2 is 29. 8 times 3 is 24, plus 2 is 26. And 4 times 3 is 12, plus 2 is 14. Add a 0. 1 times 8 is 8. 1 times 9 is 9. 1 times 8 again is 8. 1 times 4 is 4. Now add 2 zeros. We're going to the hundreds. 9 times 8 is 72. 9 times 9 is 81. Plus 7 is 88. Now 9 times 8 is 72. Wait, hold on. 9 times 8 is 80. Wait, there's 0. Okay, wait, 72, 81, 88. So now 8 times 9 is 72, plus 8 is 80. And then 4 times 9 is 36. 36 plus 8 is 44. Add it all up. 6 plus 9 is 15, plus 3 is 18. We have 4, 12, 20, 21. We have 4, 5, 6, 7, 4, 4. So our answer is 4,471,874. All right, next page, number 5. Okay. I'll do this one. Show that the pair of fractions are equivalent by drawing an area model. Okay, then express the equivalence by using multiplication. So 1/5 and 2/10. We're gonna first split into fifths. And shade in 1 out of the 5 pieces, 1/5. And now we're gonna split it down the middle into 10 pieces, and okay, so this is 1/5, and now we have 2 out of the 10 pieces shaded. 2 out of the 10 pieces that are shaded. So this shows that 1/5 and 2/10 are equal to each other. So 1/5 is equal to 1/5 multiplied by 2, because we split it in half. That's 2/10. So 1/5 is equal to 2/10. And now complete the equation to show an equivalent fraction. Okay, 6 times 2 is 12, so we have to do the same up there to get an equivalent fraction. So 5 times 2 is 10. So we have 10 over 12. That is equal to 5/6. So yeah. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this video helps. And please don't forget to like and subscribe because it really helps out my channel. See you guys next time.
Bye,
Bye guys.